for Tech Tuesday as we get through this COVID-19. We're going to start off on how to work your iPhone and your operating system so you'll be able to have access to the outside world while sitting from your couch. So to turn on your iPhone, particularly if you do not have a home screen button, so you just have a black screen, very simple. I just want you to tap your phone. As you can see, my lovely godkids are right there. And you're just going to swipe up to open. Now, if you have it passcoded, you'll put in your password at this moment. And what you have on any iPhone is you have your main hub screen. And these are icons that are throughout your screen for you. And it also has what I call like your everyday, this is like your personal assistant that's right here for you. So for mine, I have my alarm set, calendar times and meetings that are coming up. It gives me news updates. It tells me the weather. And it also tells me traffic-wise for destinations that I go to frequently, how long it's going to take me to get back from my current location. Now, if I swipe this way, this is your main Apple home screen. And what that means is these icons on your main page and they will never change. The same right down here, this is kind of like your own start menu that you would have in a Windows computer. It houses your phone, Safari Internet, text message, and Apple Music. Reason being, these are the 4 most common icons used on any Apple device on any platform. These next screens, these are going to be consistent of any type of icons that you add to your phone, and they will pre-populate over time. And then things that are just gadgets and widgets that can all go together, you can create subfolders just to kind of co-organize it, and we'll talk about that later in another posting for you guys. But right now, what I really want to focus on is this one icon called Settings. Reason being, this is how you mainly set up your phone and really kind of have the back workings of all that technology. So what you're going to do is click on Settings, just lightly tap. And what you're going to come to, I'm going to go back for a second, is your main settings hub. So it's going to list your name of your phone. It's going to have your Apple ID, and that's very important. Any type of Apple device requires an Apple ID that is unique to just your Apple account. So anything you have with Apple, whether it be an iPhone, an iPad, a Mac computer, an Apple laptop, it's all going to use that same Apple ID, and you only have to create it one time. As you scroll up, you'll start to see there are different settings. And again, this is all the back end work that kind of works your phone and the operation systems that you have on there. So we're going to click right here and it says Apple ID. So it has my name, which is Camille because it's my phone. And then it has the different things that I have set up in there. So if I ever want to know like my name, my phone number, if I ever forget my phone number or the email account I have attached to it, it'll automatically tell me right there. And also too, another great thing is, let's say if you're me, you have a godchild who's really little and has got little sticky fingers, and they take your phone and you can't find your phone. This app called Find My Phone will help you find your phone at any location. So if you have no clue where your phone is at, you can always relocate it. If you leave it in an Uber or a Lyft or whatever, you can always find your phone and where it's located in that principality. This is also another great feature. So anytime you've had an Apple device that you still own or purchased, it will list it right here. So it kind of tells the different phones that I've had in the past. And it also tells you whether or not they're active or inactive. So if I wanted to be able to find this phone, I'd be able to find it rather easily. So another thing I want to show you is Wi-Fi. Why is that so important? Because you don't want to use up all your data as you're working. And what people have always asked me is, what is the difference between data and Wi-Fi? Data is something that you pay for through your cell phone provider. Wi-Fi is an internet source that is throughout that you pay for it through a third-party vendor like Comcast, Xfinity, Cox, or whoever your provider is. However, or Time Warner Cable. However, this is a service that you're not going to be paying for if you use too much of it in one setting. So for me, I'm hooked up to Overture Guest. And to make sure that I am, all I have to do is click on it. And as you see, it comes up right here. It's going to be in the top list, but it's also going to have a check mark. Kind of like you check that task off, so that way you know you're on there. This little lock screen is also very important. Anytime you see a lock on any Wi-Fi. So let's look down here. You see where it says networks, and it lists other networks, but they all have locks. That means it is password coded and password protected. So if I were to click on, just like say over to Corp, I click on this little eye icon, and I click on join this network. I have to type in the password, and that will allow me to join it. If I type in the password incorrectly, and let's say I press join, I'm going to be waiting 10 blues and 10 months to be able to get it, because it's not going to let me come on there. It's going to let me know I do not have the permissions to get in there. So I'm going to go backwards, go to settings again. And so it's not going to let me in. So that's why I know I need to be able to go back in there and put in correctly. If you already have it set up for your home, your children's home, or any other place, all you would ever need, just a quick little helpful hint, know the screen name, know the password, and once you know those items and you click join network and you type it in, the beautiful thing is, no matter where you go, you will automatically hook up to their Wi-Fi. So whenever I go to my house, my mother's house, another family member's house, I always store in their Wi-Fi network. So in that way, I constantly always have Wi-Fi access wherever I go. Bluetooth. This is also another great addition. If you have a smartphone car, meaning you have Apple CarPlay in your car, or an ability to hook up your Bluetooth to your vehicle, it will always show you what other Bluetooth items you've loaded. So for me, I have my AirPods for my ears, a song machine so I can play music for my residents, my vehicle. And as you can see, it says not connected. So that obviously means I'm not using my Bluetooth right now. But let's say if I were, and I were to open up my AirPods, it would say connected. My Bluetooth is turned on because I have it toggled on. And that way I'd be able to listen through that extra device, and I'll be able to work hands-free. Now, let's say I don't want my Bluetooth connected. Apple's on and off feature is very easy. You just toggle, and it'll turn it off, and it does not allow you to press anything. So that's a great thing. It hides away those features. When you toggle it to be on, it shows those features and they reappear. And that's how you work your Bluetooth. Personal hotspot. I've got a lot of questions on this beforehand. Personal hotspot is kind of like you taking your own Wi-Fi adapter with you wherever you go. So let's say you are somewhere and you have a computer and you need to hook up to the Wi-Fi, and you're not able to have Wi-Fi or access Wi-Fi. Very, very easy. All you do is go into your personal hotspot from your settings. Mine is currently turned off. I'm just going to go turn it on. So I just toggle, and once I see green, I know it's on. I go back to settings. When I see personal hotspot and I don't see an off here, that means my personal hotspot is on. And if I go into my laptop, I'll be able to see my iPhone come up saying Camille's phone or Camille's iPhone. And that way I'm able to go in there, and this will be my personal Wi-Fi password that's on my personal hotspot attached to my iPhone. So therefore, you never have to be without Wi-Fi, because as long as you have an iPhone, you always have some way to connect. Do not disturb. This is also a really great feature. Let's say if you are at the spa, or you're in church, or you're at a graduation, and it's something that they say to you, can you please turn your phone on silent or on vibrate so you don't disturb people? Yeah, that's never going to happen. But what you can do is put your phone on do not disturb. You simply just toggle. What this will do, it will not stop calls from coming in. So it's not like you're going to miss a call or miss anything important. But what it will do is it'll make sure that it'll quiet those calls so it doesn't have your phone vibrating and doesn't have your phone ringing. So you're able to enjoy those precious moments without your phone being a disruption. And when you want your phone back on, you just simply toggle it back off. And iPhone's operation is very easy. You always press the back button to be able to go back to what you need. Accessibility. So we're just going to touch on this, but I'm not going to go really into the feature. I will do this so later. This is very great, particularly if you have any hearing or visionary challenges. Accessibility is one of those things that's going to really help you out with that, particularly the voice over control. It is not my favorite, I'm not going to lie. However, what voiceover does do is it allows you to be able to hear your functions spoken to you if you're not able to physically see them with ease. So if I toggle her on,
voiceover on, voiceover off,
I can easily turn her on and off. Now, to turn voiceover on, very easy. You press,
voiceover on,
you toggle.
settings, accessibility, back button.
When she is on, to turn her off, you have to press on it.
Voiceover on, voiceover off.
And then you have to double click it. So she is very, very sensitive when you do turn your voiceover on. So as I said before, press on what you need. Once she's done speaking, then double press on her really quickly, kind of like double clicking the computer mouse. That will turn your voiceover off. You can zoom things in so you can make it nice and bigger. You can adjust your text size. So let's say the standard size, like you see now, this is standard size for an Apple phone. If this is too small for you, you can adjust it to make it a whole lot bigger. You can also make sure you forevermore have spoken content. Another thing that's really great is Face ID. I have two identical twin cousins, and they literally open up each other's phones because they're identical. So they're two people who look the exact same way. That is also a really great tool. If you want to kind of do an extra added protection on your phone, what you can do is have a password and also have your Face ID if you choose to. I'm not that type of person who does that, but that's a very easy way if you choose to want to do those type of things. So anytime you have like any mail systems, I have quite a few set up. I have like my work emails, my personal email accounts. You can always see them in here. And what I love is you see them on the back end. So let's say if you want to add a new email system, very easily, you go to add account and you just click on whatever account that you want to allow. And so if you're doing Google, remember Google is a very sensitive system that has different pathways. So it's always going to press continue to let them know that you want to set up. And then you would set it up just going through the different prompts to set up your Google account. Let's say if you wanted to set up an iCloud account, very easily, you would type it in and then you would just do your new Apple ID password. This is also really great if you do not have an Apple ID. You can create one by just going right in here and going through the prompts. I'm going to show you guys just one more thing. So these icons, remember as I showed you beforehand, and we'll just go back, you have your hub screens right here. These icons, they're on the front of your computer, also your phone. They're also going to be shown up right here. And what the great thing about this is these are the icons that are going to show you how do you work your phone and how does it function. So for example, if I click on CBS 6, it's letting me know that I can use it with Siri. It's definitely going to show up on my background for my app, so it's going to refresh whenever it needs to. But location, I have never on my phone. Reason being is I travel a lot, so I don't really want to share my locations all the time. But what I can do is if I want to, I can just say, ask next time, use only while I'm using the app. And what that will do is just update to my location. And that is unique. When I go on my CBS 6 app, it will kind of pre-populate all that information that I want just right in there. So that's just a few basics on how you work your phone. Thank you so much for joining me this Tech Tuesday. I'll see you next time.